check for everyone is like, just please check if I'm recording the session or not, and please let me know in case if I forget to record. Sometimes, very rarely, this might happen. So that's it, friends. So I'm getting into the discussion now. I believe we are recording. This is fine. And this session, definitely, I'm very sure we are going to have this is going to be a very useful session for us. Maybe why you understand by the end of this session, why this will be useful session. By the end of session, you will get a clear idea. So now we are talking about Selenium with Python. Of course, see, once you know how to handle automation with one language, so it might be Python, it might be Java, it might be JavaScript, it might be C# or Kotlin or Ruby, whatever it is. Once you understand that if you understand how to implement automation with one language, then it's easy. It's almost easy to implement with any language, because I do automation with Java as well. Also, I do automation with C# as well and JavaScript as well. So my understanding is simple, friends. If you are familiar with one automation with one language, it would be easy for you to implement on other languages as well. So that's it, friends. So now, in the last class, we just had an introduction, and we just have a quick overview like what is Python, and how to the importance of modules and how to import them, and what difference simple program to do this automation, the basic automation program with Python, and we tested that. So all that we had discussed in the last class. So let me just open now. And today we are going to come up with more with a new topic. This topic is very important for us. So what is that? To understand automation with any language, like Python or Java or anything. First thing we need to understand is we need to have some understanding on this this HTML or this web automation. I mean, this website related terminologies or this web elements. This is important, friends. But I believe HTML is simple. Even nowadays, school kids are also having this HTML. So I don't think it's difficult to learn HTML quickly. If you want to, if you are a serious automation learner, got it, friends. So if you are seriously interested in learning automation, just understanding HTML is not a big deal. So first thing, let me just quickly add a point here. So to start automation, what is important? Understanding what is important first. Understanding HTML, right? This HTML or a bit of web related this thing is important. So this is one thing. HTML and HTML tags, all this stuff. Okay. This little knowledge on this is important, friends. You might do automation with any language, but this is important. I hope this is clear. Now, again, if you ask me, so generally what we are doing here with Selenium, we are doing a web automation. If you are asking a question, we are doing a web automation. Web automation is definitely without HTML, you cannot build any website. So having as an automation tester or as an automation expert, when it comes to this, you need to have a detailed idea about this HTML. Yeah, some kind of knowledge, but it's so simple to learn. If you don't have prior idea, my suggestion is just go through any of these popular websites and just have a quick idea, because these are simple to learn HTML. So this is a quick insight on this. So if you want to start with automation using Selenium, either with Python or Java or any language, I hope this is clear, friends. Right, next one. So now I'll give a quick walkthrough, like, right here on this. Suppose you what we are doing in automation. Suppose language, leave it aside. First, understanding this website and web page, and then it has collection of web elements. So this is a simple idea. So when you talk about website, any website, what it has collection of web pages, and a web page has what collection of. Maybe if you want, you can add. I'm just simplifying it so that it's easy for you to follow. Collection of web pages, right? Web pages means collection of. This is important now. Collection of web elements. Please ignore if any typos are there while I'm typing fast. So web elements. So now I hope this is clear for all of you friends, because most of us are working or at least have some idea. Because HTML is something which most of us have some basic understanding. Among all this, we are going to now talk a lot about this web elements. Of course, web page and website. So these are all quite common things. But apart from this, we are going to have a more deep dive discussion into this web elements, because this is what we automate most of the time when you are working with this automation. I hope this is clear, friends. So when you see this simple, let's start with a simple website, google.com, because this is a very simple web page. So you can see you have very minimal web elements here, like a search box, and then a button, two buttons like Google search, and I'm feeling like, okay, and few more like language related things here. And then at the top, we have few these things. Maybe I'm closing this, and you can see here this few of this hyperlinks here we have. That's all, friends. So this is a simple web page with minimal web elements here and a logo here. Now the question is, what is a web element? Suppose you are starting very new to be this automation. Then the question is, what is automation? I hope this is clear, friends. The answer is simple, friends. Sir, not what is automation. So what is a web element here? All these are web elements. So I think I'll come to the automation question again. What is web elements here? Everything you see here in this web page, this logo, this search box, this buttons, Google search, or I am feeling lucky, this hyperlinks, this checkbox, radio buttons. This page don't have that, but usually anything like text boxes, text areas, right? Anything you see in a website, all these are web page, all are web elements. And remember, we need to have closely we work with web elements throughout this automation. So this web elements is very important thing for us, because we are going to automate this web elements. So that is automation. Then now coming to the question of automation. I hope now you are very clear on what are web elements. Suppose here, not this one. I think I have an opened website. Even Amazon, you can take Amazon or anything. You can take anything, friends. Right? So I just used one practice website. Yeah, this one. You can see here. This is used for more of practice. We have all this web elements. See, so all these are web elements. Usually, this is just like for testing purpose. If it is a real time application, you don't have like this. It will be a direct a project or a related to some stakeholder, and we do automation while doing that testing. Okay. Now these are all web elements, and these web elements are present in any website, friends. See here. Just see here. If you want, you can just take this URL. Already I have shared it in our this thing list of most popular websites. But I'm just sharing here as well. Maybe you can go through that these web elements here. Now you need to understand first how to play with all these web elements and how to automate each of these web elements. When you have that understanding, then we don't have a big problem at all in becoming a good automation expert. And for that, the choice of your language. programming language is up to the your project related thing. Okay, we don't decide that which language we need to adopt for automation or all that. It depends on the your stakeholder or client and vendor. That's it. We don't decide that, and your architect will decide that. Okay, that is the idea, friends. Now, finally, I have given you a quick deep dive into the discussion of what are all web elements. You can see whatever you see here. Checkbox, drag and drop down. Okay, this file download, file upload, all this. Whatever you see in web page, all are web elements, friends. That is clear. What is automation means? So automation is nothing but we are going to just write a script just to play with all these web elements, and that is nothing but what we call automation. Instead of manually just going and suppose you have here just example. This is it's going on. Actually, it should give us a prompt. Maybe let's try with this. This is not at all working. Drag and drop. Let's try. You can see here. So we are dragging this and putting here something like this. It has to come. I believe there are a few issues in this website. Let me show you one example. File upload. Let's try this otherwise. Not sure all of these are working. So if we should upload a file here, just you click on choose file and you go to somewhere in your local machine or your this thing, and then we upload something, right? And then click on that upload button. So let's do that. Let's just do a quick thing here. Okay, I'm just choosing this simple thing, uploading a simple file here and then upload. This is uploaded, file is uploaded. And what did I do now? This is a manual thing. I'm doing everything in a manual approach. So the same thing we have to do with some code, with some automation. Automation is nothing but we implement some script or code, and that will take care of doing all this process. So what I did now, I have done this manually, all this. So to open this website and then to upload this file and then clicking on this upload button and then uploading that file, everything is done manually. The same thing we can automate it by writing some script, and that will automatically, when we run that, it will automatically take care of all that process. Anyhow, today we are going to have some idea on that. But if we should have that idea, first you should be clear with all this basics, understand this fundamentals here. So that is the quick idea, friends. So that is automation. So I hope you are clear now. Now, coming back to let's go to the very simple scenario, Google. Now, what we are going to do today, let us understand to do a simple automation on this Google web page. What is that we should do? Suppose I want to do something like Tata or something like Amazon or anything. I want to pass some text here, right? Something like maybe non-tech, right? So I want to pass some text and then I want to click on search button, and we need some help on that. You can see we are getting a lot of help on this non-tech. You can see here, right? Similarly, it should not be non-tech alone. It can be anything, friends. It's not like it should be non-tech. It can be anything. You can suppose instead of non-tech, let's go back again. This is your web page. So I'm entering something like Selenium. You can see here Selenium, and then I'm just clicking on this Google search. Then it should give us some kind of information about Google search. This is other web page, right? So this is and what we are doing, we are manually testing this web page, Google page. What is that? Whether this search box is working or not, whether this button is working or not. What we are doing, we are manually testing on this. Suppose in a real-time application, we don't depend on this manual testing. These days, people are depending more on automation. And if you want to automate this, then how we are going to do that? That is important. So today we are going to see all that, and this is very interesting session, no doubt about it. It's not like because I'm saying not like I'm saying something here. but topic is interesting. Okay, so try to concentrate, friends, and try to have as much understanding as possible. Okay, fine. This is clear. So what is our agenda for today? Today's agenda is we are going to understand automation and basics. Already by now, you should be clear with all this. What are web elements and different types of web elements, all that. Now, what is it now? So today's agenda is we are going to understand automation, simple automation with a Google page. So, right. So this is we are going to automate a google.com website or web page. Anything is fine. In that is in that our focus point today is what? How to automate this search box, and then this button. Once you understand this, automatically you are going to learn many things, friends. Once you get an idea how to automate a simple search box, how to automate a simple button, then that gives you a lot of understanding on automating many other things. You will get a clear idea about that approach. I hope this is clear. So this is the agenda, right? So let's in this what we are going to do. We are going to work on this. This is step one. We are going to automate a search box. Which search box? That Google search box. So search box or search anything, the text area. Step two, automate what? Again button. So one is automating search box. Second one, automating button. I'm giving you clear steps so that you don't have any confusion, even if you are very new to this. My strong feeling is you don't have a problem to understand or to do any automation if you pay attention, friends. Just what you need is little attention. That's all. Right. So I'm, but I'll make sure this is so simple for you to follow. That's all. Now, this is what we are doing. First thing, if I should automate this, right? You are very new to this. Suppose you just started automation. Now you want to do automation on a simple Google website. What is that you should do first? You should understand this web page, the tags of this web page. You know, right? Suppose if it is any HTML website, see, these are all HTML tags, right? Sorry, there is a typo, no problem. So this is a simple HTML related documentation. This is a simple web page. You can see here. This when you try it yourself, you get some output. This is the web page. This is heading is a web page. And these are all tags. What is that? This head and HTML and heading tags, all this. Similarly, there are many tags like, iframe, input tag, right? If you want to see when you run this, you can see you are seeing this is the web page again. Here you have text box and you have submit button, all this. And this web elements, you can call this as web elements, this text box or this button, anything here, it's a web element. And how these are created, friends? You can see here, these are created, these web elements are created using some tags here. So most of the time, this text box, this first name, last name, submit button, all these are created with the tag called input tag here. You can see here, this is an input tag. Maybe you can learn a little more later, but I'm just giving you a high level this thing overview just to have a quick idea, friends. So this is to create this simple web elements. You can see we are using an input tag here. So you need to have some basic understanding on this if you should do some automation, right? Similarly, I'm just trying to go assuming that we are very new to this automation or all this HTML, but some of you might be familiar with all this. You might be expert in these web page related things, but I'm just giving you a quick walkthrough. So if anyone has any gap on that, you can just quickly overcome that problem. Suppose there is a link you can see here. How do we create link? You can try it. You got a link here. I believe somewhere this is not giving any link. Okay, go back. Right, usually we should get some link actually. This is just linking something, no problem, leave it. We know our focus is not learning HTML here. Just quickly checking how tags look like and how we are going to automate these tags. That is important. Okay, so there are a few more like iframe. You take this example, you can see this iframe is one more kind of tag. Like similarly, you can see here image tag is there. Similarly, remember all these friends. Label is there, right? Link is there. So all this, these are all different tags we have in HTML. Again, you can ask me a question. Manoram, we are in automation session. You are talking about some website or web development. How this is related? If you are just asking this question, we are doing web development testing. If it is Selenium, even though we do automation, we are doing a website testing. In a website, all that is built using HTML tags. Then in that case, without having this basic understanding on HTML tags, right? I don't say you need to be a expert designer here. See again a simple this thing here disclaimer. You don't need to be an expert in designing again like how web designers do. But that basic understanding is important if you want to be a automation tester, usually especially for this website testing. Okay. And with Selenium, we do web development testing itself. Keep in mind, friends. Okay. Now, that is the idea. By now, you might have got some basic idea, like, what is it, friends, about this tags and all this now. Now we are going to the next level again. So what is it now? We are going to talk about how to automate the search button. Okay, let's go to this Google page. See here. This is so interesting, actually. If you ask me, I really like this automation. Right. So where is it? Yeah, no problem. So this is the Google page. Now, if I should automation first, I should. So one is web element. Understand? This is web element. Then what else we need to know? If we should automate this search box, you need to know web locators. Again, I'm just writing here. If we should do automation, so any automation, right? Any automation. It's an important point here. If we should do any, I'm writing here so that you get a clear picture. Do any automation, we should understand what is that we should understand, or we should have idea about this web locators. Right. So otherwise, I'll just write like this. We need to have knowledge on web locators. This is very important, friends. Now again, question from you. Right. Question from you. If we should do any automation, so of web elements, of course, of which automation? Because by default, if it is a web page, we automate web elements. So web elements, what do we need? If we should automate web elements, we need to understand how to locate that web element, and locating that web elements is nothing but called as web locators. So what is that you should do? If you want to implement these automation steps, apart from that web elements, what is that we need, friends? We need to know something about what we call web locators. So in this Google page, this is search box or this is button, whatever it is, I should locate them. If I should locate them, then I need web locators. So that is what we are doing now. So next one is again, to locate any web element, we should use web locators. So I'm just adding one more point. To locate, making it simple, any web element, we should use, what is it? We should use web locators. I'll talk about it. Just you just pay attention and just open your machines if it is already available. We did set up in the last couple of sessions, and just do what I am trying to explain here and follow me. Definitely you will get a detailed picture on this. So point is simple, friends. So what is it here? To locate any web element, we should use web locators. Now the question from your side. Again, this will run in your mind because we just started automation learning, right? Again, this question comes. What is this web locator? This runs in most of us our mind. Then I'm just talking about it. What is a web locator? This is the question now. So simple. Web locator is nothing but a strategy. It is a strategy, or it is an approach, or it is a way of locating a website. So web locator is nothing but it is a strategy, okay, to locate a website. Sorry, a web element. Again, question. Now you are asking one more question. What is that strategy, Manora? You are coming with a lot of new things, and we are having again few more questions here. What is a strategy? And how do we locate? What are different strategies, web locating strategies we have in this automation, Selenium automation? Simple. If you want to understand strategies, first understand that the HTML tag first. So simple idea. So the very simple thing here is understand HTML tag first. That's why I just have had a quick walkthrough into this HTML tags. I hope this is clear, friends. So what we should do now, let's get to this. And then here, you can see here, these are the web elements. Now you are not seeing any HTML code, right? And if you want to know what is the HTML tag of this search box, how do you get that? Simple. Simple. You don't need to be a HTML expert. Just come here, select that web element, right click, and then scroll down. You can see here there is an inspect option here at the bottom. Click on it. Now at the right side window, you can see all the tags that are used for building this web page. And few of these tags also are used to create these web elements. This whole HTML code will create this web page. Now in this, few of these tags belongs to our web elements. So few of the tags represents this web element. And in this, which is our HTML tag for a search box, you can see here. When you click on this tag here, you can see this is highlighting what you can see. When I put my cursor on this tag, HTML tag, at the left side, this search box is getting highlighted. Means this is the actual tag to identify, to locate this search box. So if I should locate the search box, then what is that we should do, friends? We should identify the HTML tag that is used for creating this search box. So maybe you can ask me. So we are very new how to do that. I'm again showing you. Close this. If you want to locate any tag of some web element, it's simple. Even if you are new, though you are new to this automation, and you are not a HTML expert, or you don't know how you just have very minimal knowledge on that. Enough, no problem. Just come to that web element, select it, right click. You can also do along with me. It's not like you should just only observe, friends. You can also see what's happening here, right? And click on inspect. Automatically, it will show you all that HTML code in that which particular tag belongs to this search box that is highlighted here. You can see. Now we got that HTML tag which is used for creating this search box. Now that is not enough for us. We cannot use the whole HTML tag to locate the search box, but we should create a strategy to locate the search box from this tag. And how do we create strategies? There are different strategies. We can locate the search box. You can see there are so many attributes, some class. So first thing, what is the tag that is used for creating the search box? Text area. Remember, this is the tag. So we need to identify with text area. Next, so many attributes are there here in this tag. What is that? Class, and then you can see area owns, and then some. What else we have? We have some ID. You can see here ID, name, and then many, all these are attributes. And we can choose any of these attributes to locate this search box. I'm repeating. So if you want to locate this search box, okay, from this web page. So what we can do, we can use any of these attributes in this tag. Like, you can see here. So ID, somewhere we just have observed ID. You can use ID to locate, or name to locate. But these attributes must be unique. They should not be duplicates if you want to identify the search box. If it is duplicates, our automation may fail in some cases. So make sure you are creating a strategy in such a way that strategy should locate this search box in a unique way. I hope this is clear, right? How this strategy should work, friends? You should create a locating strategy, web locating strategy, which identifies your web element in such a way it will uniquely identifies your search box. I hope this is clear. Of course, there might be a number of questions in your mind, running in your mind. Again, what is that strategy? You are not talking, Manoram. You are saying strategy. How much time should we wait here? Okay, I'm coming to that point itself, friends. But you need to, before that, you should have that idea. What is that? Okay, this is my web element. When I inspect it, I'll get a HTML code. There will be a tag associated with that web element, and there are attributes in that tag. And this attributes helps me to locate this web element. This is same for any web element. If you understand this properly, for one web element, the concept is same. Might be how we create strategy. All that changes, or that tag name might change, but that approach doesn't change. I hope this is clear, friends. Right? So now coming to the next step. The question: what is running in your mind? What are those strategies that is used to locate a web element? So these are all strategies. Okay. So what are all strategies? These are all locating these web elements by ID. Okay, you can say by ID. Okay, and then similarly by ID means what? Here you see here there is an ID attribute, right? You can see here. See this one. You can locate this web element using this ID. And if you locate this web element by ID, by choosing ID, that strategy is called locating by ID strategy. This is one strategy by ID. Similarly, you have name here. You can see here name. This is one more strategy by name, locating by name, right? We will work with all these strategies. It's not like we just discuss this here. It's not just discussion. We have practical implementation of each strategy so that we get a clear picture of each and every strategy and how to apply it. It's not just a discussion. Okay, friends, I hope this is clear. So locating by name. Also, there are so many, but the most popular locating strategy is what? There are few more. I'll show you. Is locating by XPath. You should master this. This is very important, friends. Of course, remaining all are also important, simple. Even XPath is simple. Only thing is just we need to understand that knack of how to identify that strategy. But if you just observe carefully, these are all very simple things. I hope this is clear, friends. Can you please confirm in the chat box if you are following what I'm discussing here? Can you please confirm if you are clear with what we discussed so far? Are you clear till this? Okay, friends, that's fine. Right, next one. So these are all strategies like, by ID, locating by ID, name by XPath. I think we have a few more. Let me just show you. Let me show you all these different locating strategies. Yeah, these are all locators. I'll show you in detail. Hope you are clear till what we discussed so far, right, friends? Yes, thank you. Or else we can directly search here. Why again going and seeing there? I'll show you directly here. It's all different strategies by ID, by name, or by CSS, by link. There are so many. I'll just show you here. You can see in the direct our official documentation. These are all locating strategies. You can see locators like by class name, by CSS selector, by ID, by name, by link text, by partial link text, by tag name, by export. These are all locating strategies. I hope this is clear. So these are all locators and we create a strategy. We create a pattern. That pattern is called strategy, simply speaking. Okay, so you can see an example here how to create that strategy here. You can see they use some code either from Java or from Python or from C Sharp, anything. So and there is a method called find element. Find elements in sense that web element. And these are all simple things. That find element will help you to find that web element. Okay, by applying this, you can see here that strategy here. Locator, whether it is by class name or you can see here. Let me just show you again the web page so that you get some idea. Just keep observing carefully, friends. Okay, we do some practical implementation as well. You can also participate in that and you can become hands-on in our sessions itself. Okay, so you can see here class here, right? You are finding this class. So if you want to locate this search button by using this class name, then we apply this strategy. What is that strategy? Just now we have seen, right? This something called, you can see this code, find element by dot class name. That means we are using that. I'll just show you here. We are using that strategy by class name, and you just need to copy this value from which is associated with class, and then you have to pass to this find element by class name, by name. Okay, these are all different things. Where is that one? This one. Instead of information, just need to pass that value of that class here. What is that value here? You can see this is the value of that search button. You should copy that and you have to pass to this particular tag. This is the statement. You should pass to this statement. And here the strategy they are following is nothing but by class name. Means what? We are locating that particular web element by using a strategy called by class name. And if you say class name is what is that you should do? You should go to this web page and choose that particular attribute value. If it is class name, choose this value. Okay, if it is by ID, choose this one. If it is by name, choose this one. Okay, see here, see most of these are here. Sometimes you don't find all that. You don't see all this class, this ID, this name. You don't see this, friends. This title. You don't see all this. In such cases, you have to create a different kind of strategy or a pattern. It's not like every time you see all these attributes, this class attribute or name attribute or ID attribute in the tags. Not all the times they are present, friends. Okay, sometimes you don't find them, you don't see them. In such cases, we might use XPath. So one more most powerful locator is what? XPath is this is the most powerful locator. So master this as much as possible. For me, I feel this is most comfortable one. It doesn't, because I am comfortable, I am not saying this, friends. But this is the powerful locator and this is very much used in the real-time automation. Keep in mind, friends. I hope this is clear. But anyhow, all these are simple. Just any locator strategy you can see here. This is nothing but it looks like this. Simply let me just show you. If you want to locate any web element, we should use this method driver. Driver is something without which we cannot do any automation. This is the core component of Selenium. which helps us to do automation. And then that find element is something which we can easily understand. This is used to find any web element that is there in that web page. And by what? By this strategy here, by class name, or by select a CSS selector, or by ID, or by name, or by link text, or by partial link text, okay, or by tag name or XPath. Which one you want to choose? That you decide based on your web page, web element, and the attributes that are present here. How uniquely you might identify these attributes. Based on all this, we try to create this pattern, locating pattern. I hope this is clear, friends. By now, this should be very clear. Even if you are not clear, no problem. We'll go one by one. While doing that, automatically you get a clear picture. And we don't just do this for one time. Throughout our automation classes, we keep doing automation number of times. And if not now, the next time you might get. If not next time, the other time you might get. So definitely you don't go without getting that clear picture on this automation approach or strategies. I hope this is clear, friends. So got an idea now how to locate your web element by using this particular statement, and by looking at that you can easily understand. So I have clearly explained what all each of this keyword represents. This what each keyword is used here. Why we are using each keyword here. Driver is something, as I discussed. Without this, there is no point of automation, because this is actually the core component of Selenium. I had already discussed that. Again, I am repeating it. Find element helps you to find that web element, any web element. We apply this method. There is one more find elements. I'll talk about it little later because we are in the very beginning. I don't want you to rush and get confused with the all in one shot. Let's go one by one. But I am giving you because this is important if you want, if we should do any automation. Understanding this statement is very important. And then by this is actually what this is Java code. Maybe if you want Python, almost same. Little change, that's all. You can see driver is same. Find element instead of here we have find element without underscore, but in Python uses underscore and then element and then strategy, and then that value you that is also that is present in that tag HTML tag. I hope this is clear, right? And before that, what these two are very important. One, creating this WebDriver object, right? Based on the browser you are choosing to do that automation. What browser is used to do the automation, and based on that you create a driver object for that. That will provide us this driver. I hope this is clear. So this is important step. Creating that driver object is important, and for and type of browser we should choose based on the type of browser we are using. We create an object to that browser. I hope that is clear. And this creates a driver object for this Chrome browser. And this driver object is used throughout that application to do this automation. And and here you should understand this, friends. This driver is used with what? With this Chrome browser. Keep in mind. Again, you might ask a question. Suppose we want to do the automation with some Edge browser. Then what should we do? Which kind of driver object we should create for Edge browser? Then here you should, instead of WebDriver.Chrome, you can say WebDriver.Edge, and that is a driver object for Edge, which helps us to do automation for Edge browser. I hope that is clear. Similarly, if you want to do automation for Chrome, Safari, sorry, just you can say you can create a driver object for Safari, simply saying WebDriver.Safari. In that way, we can try to create objects for any browser, that WebDriver object for any browser, just by choosing that changing this browser name here, this object, this method name here. That's all, friends. Okay, so I just try to give a quick walkthrough on these fundamentals. I believe you should be very clear with all this, friends. Hope you are clear, right? So let's do a quick automation on this Google web page. Let's do some practical implementation so that you get that satisfaction. Yes, this is what how simple automation is. What is that you are going to see now, right? When you see one simple automation, you get that satisfaction. So there is nothing in this automation. We can easily do that. That is what you feel once we run this automation. Let's start it now. So what is that we should do now? Let's create a pattern to locate this search box first. Which pattern I am using now? For now, just follow me. That's all. You don't need to worry much about it. I'll explain everything to understand for the strategy I'm creating and the code we are creating. All that I'll give you a clear picture about every step and every thing we do here. So we are using XPath now. I am not using any of these strategies, but we are going to create a code for each strategy. We are going to do that. But for now, to do in today's session, I am using XPath. So what do we have just here? When you are using XPaths as a locating strategy, what is that you should choose? Just say by XPath. And to that, what you should do, you should create that pattern, locator pattern. So this already I had explained this whole statement, driver.find element. What is this purpose? And what the strategy I'm choosing here to locate this Google page is what? I'm using XPath. Maybe if you ask me why don't we use class or why don't we use ID, I'll come up with all that as well. It's not like we are just only for using XPath. We will see all different scenarios to work with different strategies. So for now, let's stick to XPath. What is that you should do? Anything this until this is same, friends. Instead of XPath, maybe if you are choosing ID, just change this by ID. Or if you are choosing name, just change this by name. That's all. But if it is XPath, we should create this XPath pattern. And how do you create it? I'll show you. See, this is so simple. This is not this automation. This is not part of automation. So this locating this web element through XPath. This is something which it's something related to HTML. Okay, and this is not treated as part of your automation, friends. I hope this is clear what I'm saying. There is that. Let me just. So you can see here. So this one, the strategy which our pattern we are creating. This is independent of our automation, like the Selenium or this Python, all this. This is just a pattern which any HTML developer might be knowing. It's not like only a Selenium automator might be knowing. It's not like that. Anyone can have this idea about this one. Now get to the automation then. So what should we do now? Let us see how to locate this search box using XPath locating strategy. I'm very slow and clear. What should you do now first? Let's go to this search here. We can, if you want to test any, create any pattern and test it, we can just come to this search box and create that pattern and check if your pattern is rightly locating this web element. I hope this is clear. So what you should do by default, it will be just like here showing some filter option. Just press Control F. What is that you should do? Control F. That will open this search box. Now this search box can be used to create your locating strategy or a pattern and test that to locate this search box. Now see, I am creating a pattern, an XPath pattern that we have to first we should check here, make sure that is working properly, and then we can copy that pattern and then add it into your code like this. Before adding, the important step here is locating that web element. So what do you do right now? How to locate it? First, /. I'm creating XPath strategy to locate search box. For that, what you should do? Just say /. Means what? To locate any of these tags. Right. So // represents starts with. So What double slash? I'll just write here so that it is more easy for you to follow. Now we are creating XPath strategy or a pattern, and in that, so first thing always when you are creating XPath pattern, we should that pattern should start with double slash. Means what? It says starts with. We are starting that pattern. That is step one. Step two. Now, which is the tag that identifies this? You know, right? Right click. If you don't know, don't worry. If you miss that tag here at the right side, you don't need to get panic or worry about that. Just come here, come back here, right click and then say inspect. It will straight away take you to that tag. Now text area. So the tag that is used to create this search box is text area. Copy that and paste it here. Sorry, not that value. Text area we should pass. So whichever second after start with, you have to mention start with which tag. Does it start with input? Does it starts with text area? Does it starts with anchor tag? Does it starts with some link? That you have to pass here, right? So that is step two. I hope this is clear. Next, I hope is this clear till this, friends? So when you are creating XPath pattern, first thing double slash by default you should use always. Means it represents we are starting XPath pattern. Next thing, the tag that is used to create that particular web element. So here to create the search box, the tag that is used to create is text area. So what I did, I just simply go to inspect and then what did I do? I just copied the text area and then pasted here. I got two matches for that. But this is not the actual one. Is this the actual one we are looking? Yes, you can see here. It got highlighted, right? But we have we have two matches for that. So one is this one, but when I keep my cursor on this, it is not at all selecting this search box. You can see here. You can see when I put my cursor here on text area, this is not highlighting this search box at the left side window. Means this is not our tag. We can ignore this. So sometimes we might have duplicate hits like this. What we should do in that case? We should filter all these duplicates and create a pattern in such a way that we have our pattern uniquely identifies this web element. So I'll create that. You can see now. So what you do now? Fine, this is fine. When I say text area, we have means we have two text area tags in this whole HTML document. I hope this is clear. How many hits? If two hits means two text area tags are there. 10 hits means 10 text area tags are there. Just remember, understand this. Okay, next one. Now let's filter. Let's go little filtering into little deeper into the filtering. So apply square brackets. Now again, what we do? Inspect. This is our tag. Now what I am doing is I'm just trying to choose right. Just you can scroll. I am trying to locate this search box with the name strategy. You can see here name Q. So if I am locating this search box with which strategy in this XPath, I am using name attribute to locate this search box. So what I do here in my XPath pattern here, what is the attribute we are using here? We have to mention like this. So at the rate, whichever the attribute you are using, mention that attribute name. At the rate attribute name equal to the syntax is I'll give you syntax after this. So that value, what is the value of that name attribute here? Q. Somewhere I just got it. You can see here Q. Copy this value now and then paste it here. Paste it here. Okay. So you can see now how many hits are there after we added this. See before for text area we have two matches. One duplicate match is there. But now after I had gone little deeper into this pattern, when I applied more filtering on this pattern, this time you can see here how many matches are there. One of one. Means we just have one hit now. That is actually we need. I hope this is clear. So this is how we should create a pattern to locate your web element in this automation. And this process is what you can simply just use. Now I am using XPath here. So how that pattern is, we have to use double slash and then the tag name which is used, start of the tag name, and then the attribute you are choosing, @ attribute. If you are using name, you choose name, @ name. Suppose I'll just show you here. I'm giving more deeper detailed information. Suppose you are using ID, and here instead of name, suppose you want to locate this search box with ID, then here change this @ name is there, right? Instead of name, use ID. And then what is the value of ID here? This one, copy this and paste it here. Remove this Q and pass that value of that which one, friends? Value of that ID attribute. Even now we can see how many hits are there. This time we have one hit. Still you can use this pattern as well. Either otherwise you can use the previous pattern. Like this, you should create patterns to uniquely identify this search box. I hope this is clear. Again, suppose you want to locate this by class name. Then what you can do? I'm not applying locator strategy by class name. I'm using XPath pattern. And in that XPath pattern, how do we locate this search box? Through class name. Simply, this always this will be standard, because double slash represents start of XPath, and text area represents what, friends? That this particular tag starts with text area, so that is we should pass here the tag, that tag name, right? And then here we have to pass that parameters. How do you pass? These are all attributes. If you want to specify any attribute, you should mention @ that attribute. So here, suppose instead of ID, I want to locate this search box with class name. Just choose instead of ID, pass class, @ class. Then what? The value with that class. What is that you should do? I should use that value associated with class. So instead of this previous ID value, remove that, pass class name. Now you can just enter, press enter. Press enter. This is not giving us a hit. Something is missing. Let's just try. It has to give a hit, no doubt, because it is already there. See, there is some error here. So that's why it did. Now you can see, friends. Sorry, leave this, ignore that. Now you see, there's a typo earlier. Now you can see this is giving us a hit. Exactly, it's giving one hit. That means this is uniquely identifying the search box. Now you can see we have created 3 different patterns which locates this search box. Likewise, for any web element, you should create a pattern and test that here in this window, right? And see that we are getting a single hit here. We just get a unique hit here. Now you can, without any this thing, right? Without any doubt, you can copy this pattern and you can use it in your code. Now let's go to the code. But before that, quick question is, can you please confirm? Is it clear for all of you how to inspect your web element and then how to create a pattern and how to apply that strategy? Is this clear for all of you, friends? Can you please confirm in the chat box? I tried to be as simple and as clear as possible. Because anyhow, when we keep going, automatically you yourself will start creating patterns. Right. Okay, let's jump to the code now. Now what we are doing, we are automating this process is 2 steps. What are those 2 steps? One, we need to locate search box. Now we know the how to locate, we know that pattern. Now we are using this strategy as XPath, and also how to create that pattern for XPath. We have learned all that now. Second thing, what is the second one we discussed? How to automate search box, automate button. Let's do that now, step by step. So let's get to the code now. So first thing, in the code side, what is that we should do? Simple, friends. I'm just making it simple for you. So this is simple. What you can do, you open your PyCharm and then create your Python project, and then just create a simple folder and then create a Python file here. I think we had seen this in the last class, but still if you need more help on that, I can help you, no problem. So this is fine. Next one. What else? I'll make sure these are important for us. First thing, right? The steps are simple. Let me quickly write steps here. If you want to create any code for your automation, without these steps, you cannot do any automation. First thing, step one, I'm just making it simple, not taking too much time. So make sure you import required modules. And here the modules needed to do this automation. As of now, we just need two modules. One is Selenium. This is actually the core module. And from Selenium, we need to import one module. Selenium might be package, and then this is WebDriver is a module here. So these two are important. So next one. Also, this is one more to play with all the strategies. So especially in Python, we need this. These modules are important. You just remember that's all. You don't need to be expert in Python to do this. But just remember what all modules are needed to implement this automation. This one, Selenium is one, WebDriver is one, selenium.webdriver.common.py. And in that again, we choose py here. Py is something, a simple module from this package or something, or the other bigger module. Right, fine. Is that clear now? These are all different modules we need to import into your code. Okay. And how do you do that? So first thing is this one, but the very important core thing is this one, which is that this Selenium. So we are using from import here. From what we are saying is from this Selenium, we are asking to import WebDriver because without WebDriver, you know very well, we cannot do anything in any of these Selenium automations. WebDriver is the core component of Selenium suite, and to implement any automation. So we need a WebDriver. That WebDriver can be a Chrome or Chrome driver, or it can be a Safari driver, or it can be Edge driver, or it can be anything. But what is important? First, we should import WebDriver. That is important. That is step one, right? Importing that driver. So we did that. This is this simple import statement for that WebDriver. So just remember, and we keep using this throughout our automations if we are using Python. From this particular module, the Selenium, what we are doing, we are trying to import WebDriver. Or from this package Selenium, we are trying to import WebDriver module. So that is the meaning of that. From Selenium, asking to import WebDriver. Fine, that is step one. So I hope this is clear. What is that step we should follow? This is the step. Just blindly use that as is. That's all. So this is important. Next one. Apart from WebDriver, if you want to apply any locating strategies, then we have to use this. So this one. So for that, what you have to do again, you can simply say from that particular package or module, then you can say import. This is called from module. From import. There are two types of imports in Python. One is regular import and from import. In this case, we are using from import, and this one is a regular import. So both are valid types of imports. And still, if you need more information, we had just had a Python session on modules last week. You can just go through that. You get some idea. Even tomorrow, you have one more session on Python, this modules thing. You can try to attend. I'm going to discuss from this from import, but that is an optional. It's not mandatory. Just an FYI for your information. Okay, let's get to this point now. So this is how we should import what from this particular package or module. What we need to import submodule. What is that submodule by? What is the purpose of by? This actually, I'll just add a comment here. This is used to, this gives us locators. So this by is used for helping us to provide locating strategy, or otherwise we can just create that. This gives us locating strategies. Okay, that is this one. Next one, this module like WebDriver. What is the purpose? Without this, you cannot do any automation. So this provides a driver for automation. Without driver, you cannot run a bus or a car or anything, right? Similarly here, Without this WebDriver, you cannot run your automation, right? That browser might be anything, but this driver is important. So driver provides driver for automation for browsers. And you choose which browser is that depends on your need and necessity from, right? So this module is for that, friends. I hope this is clear. And time is just for what? Just to have some methods from time, okay? To use some sleep method from time module. So sleep means just to make your application wait for some time. That is the purpose of this sleep method. I hope this is clear why we are using all these different modules, right? So this by is used for implementing your locating strategies. From by you can say by ID or by XPath or by all that, friends. You can choose whatever you want from by. That is the purpose of this particular module. And second one, this driver, this is very important. Without driver, you cannot do any automation on any browser. So if you want to use automate any browser, you need a driver, and that is what this is for. And third thing, time is this is an optional. It's not something really mandatory, but still you can choose this because if you want to keep your application alive for some time while automating, if you run automation and if you want to keep that browser alive for some time, then apply this time. So that's it, friends. Now, another important step, once we create this step one imported modules, whatever we need, then step two, we should create object for a browser, WebDriver object for a browser. So it depends on your requirement for what kind of browser you want to automate. Do you want to browse automate Chrome or Edge or Safari or anything? You can choose whatever you want. Okay, you can see this is how we can create these browser objects using that WebDriver. Right? You create a driver for Firefox, a driver for Chrome, a driver for Edge, a driver for Safari, a driver for IE. So with whichever the browser you want to do the automation, you can choose that WebDriver for that browser and just simply create that object for that browser using that WebDriver. You can see here. So now we are using what we are using. You can see Chrome, right? In your machine, how many other browsers are there? You can test with all those browsers. It's up to you. But now I'm going with automating this whole thing with the Chrome. So I'm automating this Google with Chrome. So I'm creating an object for Chrome browser. Simply, what is the step two is what? Create object for browser using this WebDriver. This is what you should do for step two. I hope this is clear. This is step two. Once you do this, so you can see here WebDriver.chrome creates that object and that is assigned to the driver. This is the reference. Now we use this driver throughout this automation, throughout this program. And this is user defined. Which one? This variable is user defined. If you want, you can change this. It's not like it should be driver. You can put it as driver one, driver two, or some Chrome driver. You can name this as you like, but this should be as is. You cannot change this. It has to be as is WebDriver.chrome or WebDriver.edge, WebDriver.7. These are all built-ins. These are predefined ones. So we should use them as is. We cannot make any change, right? So, but this is a simple reference variable and you can declare this as you like, friends. Like, okay, fine. But I created it as driver. It's up to you. If you want, you can also use the same name or you can create any name of your choice only for this. But right side part, it has to stay as is. I hope this is clear, friends. Step two. This is step two. Step three, once we create driver, then this driver throughout our program, any automation we need to do, we need to use this driver only. We should use this driver to do any operation in our script or our code. Now, first thing, once we create browser, step two, right? Once this is done, okay, I'm just copying it and pasting it just to get a clear view of the steps. Okay, fine. Then the next thing always is to trigger that website for whichever the website you are doing automation. Right now I am doing for Google. Maybe you can, if it is Amazon, you can pass Amazon, or if it is some ABC, you can pass ABC. If it is BBC, you can pass BBC, which for whichever the website you are doing this testing, automation testing, that website URL you can pass here, friends. That is step 3. Okay, get that, pass the URL, and to this get method. This get method will trigger this website from your code. Okay, once this is executed, it will trigger that particular website. Means we are doing an automation on this website, and eh, we are applying automation to the web pages and web elements of this website. Right, so this is step 3. So what is step 3? Trigger your website after you create object for your browser. For whichever the browser you want to create object, create that. Then step 3 is trigger browser or website. Okay, or bring up, maybe instead of trigger, you can also use the other word is a bring up browser, or what else, friends, or website. That is step 3. Once after this, what we should do? Then we should start doing the automation. Now you can see here. Now we should start applying locating strategies. You can see here. Now we have come to this point. Let me just comment this for a while. Okay, I'm just commenting this and showing you. So if anyone missed last session, almost everything what we discussed in last session is clearly discussed here, friends. So you don't need to have that this thing in the mind, please, because we have very detailed coverage. Even if you miss it, no problem. See here now. Let's run this till this point. Then you understand. This is very basic automation. What this is doing, just we imported these modules, and then just we are trying to bring up this Google website. If not Google, you can pass any URL. That URL will be automatically triggered. That's all, friends. This is what this automation code is doing. That's all, right? So what we do now? Let us test this automation. How to test it? Simply, once you create this code in this Python, right click on this script and then say run login XPath automation. So you can see this browser got triggered now, and then I think you can see it got quickly closed that browser. Let's just keep it wait for few minutes, few seconds at least, not minutes. Let's and brace for this execution now. So I am just running this code. Now you can see how this automation works. It's very interesting. Now it will pop up this Chrome window. You can see Chrome window is popped up, and it brought up this Google, and you can see here. Now this is a simple automation. Now we are going to add little more flavor to this automation. How we are going to apply automation on this search box. We are going to pass some text to this and click on this button to do the search. So that is what automation strategies we are going to create now. Now you can see just now. This is I'm uncommenting this code. I'll go one by one instead of getting you confused. Okay, what we do, we'll go one by one. So this anyhow, we will check again once we verify for search box. Okay, so this is a code, actual code we need. Okay, fine. Now once we trigger this Google form, I mean Google page. Now what should we do? We want to pass some text like some data and then search that. But for now, our automation is just only, we are just limiting it to passing your value to search box. Later on, again, we'll add this clicking on button as well. We'll go step by step. We'll complete step 1 first. Here you can see we'll complete this step 1, automation of search box. Then we'll do automation of button. Okay, let's do that first and then go for step 2. So what do you do right now? So to automate this, what is that? You already we know. If you want to apply find any web element, you have to use this method find element, and any of these methods if you want to use, they has to come from this driver object. So on driver, you just try to use this, call this method find element, and to that pass, right? I have a quick question. What strategy we are applying to locate this search box? You can see here. This strategy is nothing but this is X path, right? So what you do? Maybe we'll do one thing. Instead of this, do one thing, because if you want to be more clear, you should not have ready-made code. Let's write it. Okay. First, we want to apply a locating strategy. Automate the search box. So if you should automate the search box, let's create a locating strategy in the code. How? We have to first start with driver. Without driver, you cannot do any automation. Driver dot. Then we want to find this web element. To find that web element in our Python, there is a method, straightforward method. You can see find element. And this takes two parameters. What are those two parameters? You can see here. If you put cursor here, it is clearly showing leave about self. That is actually the object of itself. And you can see one is by and second one is value. It takes two parameters. By is your strategy and value is the pattern we assign to that strategy. So apply by here dot. You can see these are all locating strategies. And you are very clear after observing everything in today's session, what strategy we are using in this for this automation, friends? Can you please answer in the chat box? What is the strategy we are using in our automation in today's session? Please answer in the chat box, friends. What is the strategy? Please answer in the chat box. I'm waiting you for your answer, friends. Just involving you also into this so that you don't feel continuous listening. You don't have that burden of continuous listening. So here, most of you answered very well. XPath, we should apply XPath, comma. So what is that you should do? Simply, if you want to add value, you add it, otherwise double quotes. Let that value be as is, okay? And just path, okay? Now go to this your web, even this web page, Google web page. Copy the strategy we have created here. Copy this pattern and come to the code and just paste that pattern here in that value. So just paste here. So this is simple, friends. This is how we should apply locating that web element. For any web element, we apply the same process. This is how we locate that particular web element in the code. Is this clear, friends? We should use this find element method and then apply that strategy and pass the pattern. Not every time you need to pass this pattern. Sometimes patterns might be much more simpler and it will be in single digits as well. But this is a simple idea how to locate your search box. Now, once you do this, just don't leave it like this. So this you can see, put your cursor on this find element method. When you put your cursor on find element at the right side, you can see here. You can see here, right side here. That arrow mark represents return type. What it represents, friends? This find element method is returning something. That arrow mark represents return type. What is the return type of find element? Web element. What is it? Web element. Not typed. Is what is we call it dynamically typed. Like in Java, we don't need to create variables of that class type explicitly, right? But remember, this method returns some element, some value here. That is that web element. This what this method will do is find element. It will locate that particular web element and return that object. What it does? Let me write here so that you don't get confused. This statement locates web element at your web page, web element in your web page, otherwise in your web page, and returns that object, that search box object, that web. I'm writing very clearly web element object in the code. When it returns that object, when you see returning anywhere, then you should assign that returned value to some variable in your code. So what you should do? We know this find element is returning some web element object. So you can simply say element equal to some driver dot. Means what I am doing here, I am trying to locate that search box, and that this will locate that search box and returns that object, and assigning that object to this variable in your code. This helps us, and this is used as a reference to point to to this search box in our future program. I hope this is clear. What is it? This element, whatever here. Otherwise, you can put web element. Otherwise, this is user defined variable. What this web element? This is actually pointing to this search box here. What is it pointing to? It is pointing to this search box from code. From code. And for that, what you did, you have applied this strategy to locate that search box and assign to this web element. Now, is that clear, friends? Did you get this, friends? Right. So I think again, a quick question for you. Are you clear till this? Get this step in line 21. Is this clear for all of you, friends? Can you please answer in the chat box if you are clear with this statement at line 21? Because this is very important for you. Otherwise, I can break down. Please answer in the chat box. Right. Then means what? I just ask a quick question. Which variable here in the code is pointing to this search box in the web page? Which variable? Can you please answer? Which variable in the code is pointing to search box in this web page? Which variable? Can you please answer in the chat? I mean, chat. Can you please answer in the chat box, friends? Which variable? I am already showing you. Actually, from code, this is pointing. Now, if you are clear with that, let me just show you. If you are clear that web element is pointing to search box, then we want to pass some text from the code, not directly, not manual pass. We want to pass it from the code. Then what we should do? We should use this variable dot. Now I want to send some value to this. So what I do? Say, you can see here, there is a method, simple. If you want to pass any value to this kind of boxes, search box, text box, anything, and that web element reference dot, you can simply say, what is that you should say? You can see here, send keys. In that, whichever the phrase you want to search or whichever the keyword you want to pass to the text box or search box, just add that. So I want to search gnome tech. Okay, I'm passing gnome tech. If you want to search Amazon, if you want to search Tata, if you want to search Elon Musk, or if you want to search anything, that you pass to this send keys method, right? That's all. This will automatically pass this phrase or keyword to that search box, friends. Now, let us do one thing now. Is this clear? So two-step process. First thing, step one, when you are doing automation, these are common. The first three steps are common for any kind of automation. So till line 16, it is common for any automation. And here it changes, depends on your website and web page and web elements. Now we are implementing a simple automation to do automation on search box. Right? So what is that we did? We just try to locate the search box. Then we are passing some text to that search box. Right? What is this step 2? Line 23 statement at line 23 is doing? It is passing. Let me write that text here so you don't get confused. We are passing text or phrase or keyword. I'm writing clearly here to search box. So this is what we are doing here. So it's not passing. Let's run this automation and see what's happening here so that it gives you an interesting view of this execution flow. Shall we do that? Let's run this automation and verify our automation, how it's working. Let's run it now. Right click and then run this one, and you can stop and rerun it because it's already running. It will run. You can see now it will trigger a website Google. You can see here browser is started, Google is triggered, and we have applied a time sleep for 5 seconds. After 5 seconds, it will pass the text, whatever we are passing from the code. You can see. It should not take this much time. Let's wait. No, something is missing. Let's try. Let's correct this here. So this should be fine, and value equal to this is also fine. Let me rerun again. Let me stop this. Stop the execution. Okay. And rerun this again. We just only applied 5,000 seconds. Means 5 seconds. After 5 seconds, it should automatically trigger this. Okay. Let me see the code. So this is obviously finding out this. Okay. Let me copy again. And let me pass it here. It's working. It should work. Okay. Right click and then let's run it again, friends. Now what happens? See, it will trigger this Google search, Google website. And then it should pass this text here actually. You should see that no text here passing. After 5, of course, we do one thing. Otherwise, we'll just limit this. The sleep method I'm commenting. Let's run it directly. Why it's not? It's taking that much time. Yeah, this time you can see there is some kind of issue there with this sleep method there. Now, can you see here passing this automation, passing that keyword automate that search phrase into this search box here? Yeah. So this is what our script does. Now, what happened here? This statement is locating the search box, and then once that is located, we are trying to pass some text to that. Once we pass text, we want to click on button and do some search on that particular keyword. So then what should we do? Now we should locate this button. If we should locate button, you have to apply same strategy. How? Now again, this is same for all different web elements. Driver dot find element from here onwards. What do? We are going to apply what we are going to apply this driver dot find element to locate any web element in the web page. So this is common, friends. This would be common when you are trying to locate any web element. But only thing that changes is that strategy and that pattern. That's all, friends. If you master this, you are almost done with most of the work that is needed in your automation. If you just master this, that's all, friends. I hope this is clear. Understanding this and applying this what is that? Locating these web elements and adding that in your code is very important. That's all. And understanding different kind of strategies and also how we do different how we apply different things like automating windows or automating all different kinds of web elements. You need to learn all that. That is simple, friends. Apart from mastering this locating strategies. Right. Do you want me to do automate this button as well? Do you want to see that as well? Or shall we discuss this in the next, tomorrow? Shall we see this tomorrow or do you want me to finish it now? What's your response, friends? What we should do? Because we crossed. Please let me know if you are clear till this and I am sharing this code with you. So you can use this code to test your application. But my suggestion is understand it and write your code by yourself and test your this thing. It's up to you, friends. If you want me to complete it, we'll do. Otherwise, tomorrow, anyhow, we have a session. We'll connect it and see. Okay. We'll continue this tomorrow. And just go through this video one more time, friends, once this is done, and try to have a clear idea about all what we have discussed. And we'll continue same thing in tomorrow's session. Okay. Any more questions? You can stay back. Else, we'll connect tomorrow. Thank you, friends. So we'll stop here for today. So you are able to see that, right?